Wait, Bluey has a daughter? And Joe Brumm, the creator himself, just confirmed who the dad is. Spoiler, it's not John Luke, and fans are losing it. We've got all the juicy details, from the baby's gender to her possible name, and how this changes everything in Season 4. Let's break it down. Stay tuned for the shocking revelation about the baby's life that even diehard Bluey fans don't know about. Let's start with the moment that set the Bluey fandom on fire. In the Season 3 finale, aptly titled Surprise. Viewers were treated to a flash forward showing an adult Bluey returning home for a visit. When the doorbell rings, an older bandit opens the door to reveal a little puppy hiding behind it, holding a ball blaster, just like Bluey used to do as a child. This wasn't just any puppy, this was Bluey's daughter, and her appearance sent fans into a frenzy of speculation. While many initially thought the pup might be a boy named Roxy, or perhaps even Bingo's child, creator Joe Brumm himself confirmed in an interview with the Got to Be Done podcast that this was indeed Bluey's daughter. "That was my approach with Bluey's kid at the end," Brumm explained. "I thought I'd have some fun, though. In hindsight, it might have been clearer just to make her a little miniature Bluey so it was clear it was hers, as some were left confused." Notice how Brumm specifically refers to the pup as her, confirming once and for all that Bluey has a daughter, not a son. This single revelation immediately disproved dozens of fan theories that had been circulating since the episode aired. Now for the burning question on everyone's mind. Who is the father of Bluey's daughter? The top contenders have always been Jean-Luc, the French-speaking Labrador that Bluey had a connection with, Camping, and Mackenzie, the Border Collie, who has been Bluey's friend since they were very young. In one of the most deliciously mischievous moves in children's television history, Joe Brumm revealed that he deliberately designed Bluey's daughter to be ambiguous. At a fan conference, when asked whether the father was Jean-Luc or Mackenzie, Brumm admitted that he had asked his animator to draw a puppy that was an equal three-way mix of Bluey, Mackenzie, and Jean-Luc, for the simple fact he knew it would drive the Redditors crazy. That's right, Brumm was trolling the entire Bluey fan base. He knew fans would be analyzing every physical trait of this pup, trying to determine her parentage, so he intentionally made her features ambiguous enough to spark debate. However, despite Brumm's attempts at neutrality, there's one telltale sign that many fans can't ignore: the floppy ear. Mackenzie, as a border collie, has distinctive floppy ears, a trait clearly visible on Bluey's daughter. This physical characteristic, combined with her fluffy fur texture, strongly suggests that Mackenzie is indeed the father, regardless of Brumm's playful ambiguity. While the deep indigo color of her fur could have come from Bluey's side of the family, just look at Socks, Uncle Stripe, and Bluey's grandma for similar blue tones. That black floppy border collie ear seems to be the smoking gun pointing to Mackenzie's paternity. While fans initially suggested names like Roxy, Bobby, or Chrissy for Bluey's daughter, one name has emerged as the clear frontrunner and has been widely embraced by the Bluey community: Indigo. The name Indigo perfectly captures her distinctive fur color, a blend of Bluey's blue and deeper purple tones. It also follows the Heeler family tradition of names that reflect their appearance. Bluey is blue, Bingo has spots like a bingo card. As one fan beautifully commented, "I think her daughter's name should be Indigo because it's the color of her, just like Bluey is blue, and it's got go at the end, which is a little nod to Bingo. It also just really suits her and sounds super cute." What's more fascinating is her full name, Indigo Dandelion Border Collie. Dandelion is thought to reference the fuzzy appearance of her ear, a sweet touch that reflects both her physical traits and possibly her free-spirited personality. The incorporation of Border Collie in her surname acknowledges her mixed heritage, honoring both her Heeler and Border Collie ancestry. Following the pattern established in the show, where characters are often named after real people and pets in Joe Brumm's life, fans have speculated that Indigo might also have a personal connection to the creator's life. Given that Bluey was named after Brumm's childhood blue Heeler dog, it's possible that Indigo honors another pet or family member significant to the creative team. While we only get the briefest glimpse of Indigo in the surprise ending, expanded universe materials and creator comments have revealed fascinating details about her personality and interests. Indigo is described as particularly curious with a passion for history and old machines, a unique trait that sets her apart from both her mother and her possible father. This academic interest in history isn't just a passing phase. In a flash-forward scene shown in VHS collection, we learn that the 36-year-old Indigo becomes a university history teacher, evidence that her childhood passion evolved into a fulfilling career. Her love of learning and history suggests she inherits Bluey's creativity, but channels it in a more scholarly direction. Like her mother, Indigo is described as helpful and affectionate, especially toward her younger siblings. This suggests that Bluey has more than one child in the future, with Indigo being the protective older sister. She's reportedly nervous about new endeavors, but doesn't let that stop her from pursuing her dreams, showing a determination reminiscent of Bluey's own personality. While our focus is on Indigo as Bluey's firstborn daughter, it's worth noting that, according to expanded universe materials, she eventually gets siblings named Bubbles and Hunter. This suggests that adult Bluey and Mackenzie go on to have at least 3 children, creating their own version of a loving, chaotic household similar to the one in which Bluey grew up. The dynamics between Indigo and her siblings would likely mirror the relationship between Bluey and Bingo in some ways, with Indigo taking on the responsible older sister role that Bluey once filled. However, given Indigo's more scholarly interests, she might relate to her siblings differently than Bluey did with Bingo. The existence of these siblings also suggests something heartwarming about Bluey's future, that she embraces family life with the same enthusiasm and love that her parents showed her. The cycle continues with a new generation of playful, imaginative pups learning life lessons through play. According to expanded universe material, Indigo's arrival into the world came with its own share of drama. The story goes that Bluey discovered she was pregnant with Indigo just a month after getting engaged to Mackenzie before their wedding had even taken place. When doctors confirmed that an early baby was coming, Bluey broke the news to her parents, Bandit and Chili. In a surprising twist, Bandit and Chili were initially not thrilled about the news, concerned that Bluey was still a student and might not be ready for the responsibilities of parenthood. This reaction adds a layer of complexity to the story, showing that even the most loving parents can have complicated reactions to major life changes. The narrative continues with Bluey and Mackenzie hosting a baby shower, where guests are divided into Team Boy and Team Girl. When the reveal balloon popped, it showed they were having a girl, news that delighted Team Girl members, who each reportedly earned $500 from the friendly wager. When Indigo was finally born, it was Bandit who suggested her name, noticing that the puppy was a mix of blue and purple, with one bent ear and fluffy fur like her father. He proposed Indigo for her distinctive fur color and Dandelion for the fuzzy appearance of her ear, a touching moment showing how quickly Bandit transitioned from concern to full embracement of his granddaughter. Indigo's appearance is a fascinating genetic cocktail that combines traits from both sides of her family tree. She's described as a blue border heeler puppy with differing shades of indigo fur and a darker spot on her right ear. Her yellow inner ears, slightly lighter muzzle, and tail tip create a distinctive look that sets her apart from her parents, while still clearly connecting her to them. What makes Indigo's design particularly clever is how deliberately the creators mix traits from both potential fathers. She has a nose, torso markings, chest fluff, white tones, a darkened nose, head colors, and that signature floppy ear reminiscent of Mackenzie. Meanwhile, she inherits her mother's tail shape, muzzle shape, body shape, ear shape, and hairstyle. In a sweet nod to her extended family, Indigo also displays the indigo tones of her great-grandmother, Chris, a visual representation of how family traits can skip generations. This careful blend of physical characteristics creates a character who is visually unique, while still being immediately recognizable as part of the healer lineage. Some eagle-eyed fans have noted that her design includes subtle elements that could potentially be attributed to Jean-Luc as well, keeping alive the creator's mischievous ambiguity about her parentage. However, the Border Collie traits, particularly that distinctive floppy ear, remain the most prominent non-Bluey features in her appearance. One of the most fascinating aspects of Indigo's character is how she evolved from fan speculation to semi-canonical status. Initially, according to behind-the-scenes information, Indigo was actually conceived as the daughter of Bluey and Jean-Luc, not Mackenzie. This early concept eventually shifted to establish Mackenzie as her father, showing how the creative process behind these characters continues to evolve. This evolution reflects the collaborative nature of the Bluey universe, where fan theories and creator visions sometimes merge to create the final product we see on screen. The fact that Indigo was originally planned as Jean-Luc's daughter explains why Joe Brumm included traits of both potential fathers in her design. It's a nod to her character's development history. As the show moves forward, it's possible that Indigo's story will become more firmly established in the canon, potentially with appearances in future seasons. Joe Brumm has hinted at the possibility of aging up the characters, saying, "We get a lot of requests to age the characters up. It would change the show, but there would be something really sweet about bringing through new younger characters and having Bluey and Bingo at an older age." This suggests that while we might not see much of an adult Bluey in the upcoming season, we could potentially see a preteen Bluey, setting the stage for events that will eventually lead to Indigo's birth. The foundation is being laid for a multi-generational story that could span decades in the Healer family timeline. One of the most intriguing glimpses into Indigo's future comes from a flash-forward scene in VHS Collection, which reveals that at age 36, Indigo works as a university history professor. This career choice perfectly aligns with her childhood love of history and old machines, showing a beautiful continuity in her character development. Imagine Indigo as a professor, sharing her passion for the past with her students, perhaps bringing the same creativity and enthusiasm to her teaching that her mother brought to playtime. She might incorporate the life lessons she learned from Bluey and her grandparents into her lectures, passing down Healer's wisdom to a new generation. This career path also represents a different kind of success story than what we see with Bandit and Chili. While they built a loving family and maintained successful careers, Bandit as an archaeologist and Chili working in airport security, Indigo pursues academia, suggesting that the definition of success continues to evolve across generations of the Healer family. The fact that we get this glimpse of Indigo's future suggests that the creators have thought deeply about her character arc, planning decades into her future. This level of detail and forethought is part of what makes the Bluey universe so rich and engaging for fans of all ages. What do you think about Indigo? Do you believe she's Mackenzie's daughter? Or are you still on the Jean-Luc team? Share your thoughts in the comments section. And don't forget to check out our other videos about the wonderful world of Bluey.